Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. So I went out mushroom hunting today and I found something that I haven't found before. It's the first time I found this guy and it's one that I've been looking for a while. It's a beefsteak mushroom. So here it is. This is a beefsteak mushroom. It's called a fistulina hepatica. It's a little bit past its best, but it's got a little bit sluggy. So I'm going to cut those bits off and we'll prepare it. And here's the underside. It's a polypore mushroom and it's a soft mushroom. It's pretty safe edible. If you find a polypore mushroom that's red, it bleeds slightly orange, so there's the orange blood, and it's soft to touch, it's pretty malleable to touch, feels a little bit wet, then you're pretty sure that you're onto a beefsteak mushroom. There aren't any other mushrooms that look like this, so you're not going to get mistaken with something. It's a pretty safe edible. So it's because it's had a bit of slug attacks on it, I'm going to give it a wash. If it was in pristine condition, I wouldn't have washed it. I'm quite lucky because it's in a good condition. It's just got a little bit of attacked around one side, so I can just cut that off. There you can see the inside. It looks really nice actually. So I'll clean this up. I'll just get rid of these sluggy bits. So all these sluggy bits can go. No one likes to eat the sluggy bits. We'll keep that. There we go. And it actually does have the texture of meat. So I found this on a beech tree. Yeah, I'm just going to cut it into strips just like you would a steak. There we go. It's really nice. Do you know the texture of it is really quite nice actually. It's a bit wet. It does feel a bit wet, but the fact that it does feel quite firm. And I cut it down the middle. It's a safe edible to eat raw, but I'm not really a fan of eating raw mushrooms. So let's give it a taste and see what it tastes like. It's a little bit bland raw, so I'm thinking once I start putting the flavours in, then that'll give it the kick. I'm just going to fry it up with some onions. It's a good substitute for those people that don't eat meat. So I actually thought of this. I actually thought of a friend of mine, Gaz Oakley, from Avant-Garde Vegan. When I heard about this, I'll leave a link to his channel. He makes some great vegan recipes. I mean, I'm not vegan, but looking at some of the stuff that he's cooking, it does, you know, his recipes do appeal to everyone, so do check it out. So the way I'm going to cook this is I'm going to cook it just like I would meat. So I've got a garlic, I've just crushed it, I'm going to chop it up small. Don't need loads of garlic, just chop it up nice and small. And that's going to be the first thing that I'm going to add into my dish. So a little bit of oil into my frying pan, and as soon as that's warmed, in goes my garlic. Let that sizzle away. So you should be able to prepare this in about 15 minutes. It's going to be a really quick one. So as soon as that garlic's cooking away, that's it. Onions are in. There we go. I'm not going to need all that onion. And let that onion brown down a little bit. So a tiny sprinkle of salt, just to help that onion to brown down. And I'm cooking with olive oil, so there we go, a little bit of that, and in goes my mushroom. There we go, look at that. It does look like steak actually. It looks like the red meat with the fat lines in the middle of it. It does actually look quite like meat. I can smell the mushroomy smell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into, so I'm just going to fry it up with some onions. So let's get some pepper over the top of it. Loads of pepper because I like my pepper. There we go. I've got one of these chilies off one of my plants, and this is going in. So half of that in. Bosh, 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 bosh. Bosh, in it goes. Cook it through. I can smell the mushroomy smell coming through. I mean, a lot of people say that it's not the best tasting mushroom in the world, but because it's a safe edible, it's a really perfect one for beginners. So let's get that cooking through. Let's chuck a few tomatoes in there as well. And let's turn this into a proper Italian style pasta dish with a Bengali mix to it. Yeah. Chop the tomatoes in. In there you go. I'm going to just chuck some mixed herbs in, and that'll be it. Unfortunately, these mixed herbs aren't from the garden, they are bought in. It's something that we need to do a bit more of. So that is looking pretty good. I think that's pretty much done. Let's give it a taste and see what it's like. Here's the moment of truth. Bismillah. Let's get a piece of mushroom so I know what the rest of the stuff tastes like. And I'll describe this mushroom to you. The white bit actually feels like fat that you'd get on a piece of meat. The red bit actually feels quite tough and structured like a piece of meat as well. So let's give it a taste and see what it's like with this, the way I've cooked it. It's actually not that bad. I mean, it is a little bit acidic, but it's quite good, that. Yeah, I do. It's not bad. It's got, do you know, it tastes a little bit like a green tomato. So if you had raw green tomatoes and imagine the taste of that, that's what it would taste like. So it doesn't actually taste of beef, but there is something there. I mean, it is a good textured mushroom. So we've had pasta cooking in the background. I'm just going to take my pasta, drop it in, and give it a good stir through with my pasta. There we go. Look at that. Would have been good if I had a green pepper to go in there. It just had that perfect balance and colour. So let's serve up a little bit and see what it's like with the pasta inside. So here we go, my vegan steak with pasta. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So there's my mushroom, my pasta. Let's give it a taste, see what it's like. That's not bad actually. That's quite good. That acidic taste has gone out of it now that the pasta's mixed in and soaking up some of that flavour. But yeah, it's a good mushroom. I'm going to keep enjoying this. It'd be good. I'm going to add a little bit of coriander to this, and just to give it a little bit of a garnish. A quick video for you now that I found my mushroom. We did lots of mushroom hunting last year, so you can have a look at those videos that we did last year, and even some wild foraging cooking as well. So I'll leave it there for this one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.